Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry again. Like I said, I'm going to try and get up to at least one video a week. I'm going to try and do more, but um, I don't really have a topic. I'm just really wanting to, like a super big topic or anything. Um, I do have to put out at least another one of my other videos again for my drug topic theme videos. That's not going to be in this one. Uh, I mean, life's been happening, been going by pretty fast right now. It's been getting in the way of me making these videos for one. Uh, but in all actuality, I do need to get back. I do need to at least make one a week, like I said. Um, I mean, I had. Sorry if I sound a little different than normal today. I had someone kind of really, well, lack of a better term, piss me the hell off this morning. If you see someone use hand sanitizer before going to grab the utensils to get your food, do not tell them that they need to be washing their hands and or wearing gloves or just wearing gloves in general. Look, I've worked in the food service industry. Okay, I've worked in for a bit. I'm good enough to know the ins and outs of it. When it comes to serving food, if you're getting food served to you in a restaurant, if you have a critique of the restaurant, if you happen to critique the restaurant, become a critic of it or criticize it, make it useful criticism. Like, you see somebody struggling. Hey man, try taking it down a notch, right? I know you got a lot of tables. Just take it down a notch, man. If you see someone not wash their hands after leaving the restroom and going back to work, or they pick their nose or they scratch their face, they don't wash their hands, I can understand that. You tell the person, hey, if you get to talk to the person, say, hey man, make sure to wash your hands. Or you find another employee who's like, hey man, look, saw a dude go back there, he didn't wash his hands. You might want to have a talk to him about it, describe the person to him, and let him know about that person. Now, if you do happen to speak to a manager about it, okay, so be it. If you are the manager, do not belittle the person. Do not scream and holler at the person. I mean, unless they constantly are getting, things like this said about them and they're not sanitary at all, then of course I don't give a shit. Yell at the little fucker. If it was me, I'd expect to be yelled at. But say it's their first offense or it's like something that just happened by accident. They weren't thinking, it doesn't really happen that much often with this person. They usually are up to code. They do their best to do their job. And it's like, hey man, make sure to wash your hands, all right? Somebody just saw you come back here and they said they didn't see you wash your hands. So just make sure you do it. Something like that. I've had managers do that to me while working in the food service industry. They pull me to the sides like, look, man, you smell a little bit like tobacco. I know you just got out done smoking a cigarette. You mind going out back and like spraying some spray on you or something real quick? I've had managers pull me to the side and whisper stuff like that to me. Not anger, not get angry with you in front of an entire crowd of people. I don't care if you've had a bad day or not, you don't do that to your people. But this person told me I needed to have done this, wear gloves or something. I used hand sanitizer. My hands weren't clean. I cleaned my fingernails. They're not clean now, but that's just because I've been smoking. I've been outing my cigarette. I just got home from work. Before I go back to work, I'll probably either clean up my fingernails or wash them real good with and put a toothbrush in them or something. I will clean them before I go back to work and or clip them. I'm not sure yet. One or the other. But they will be clean by the time I go back into work. All right. My hands are clean. Must have messed with his money. Hand sanitizer kills the same amount of bacteria as hand soap. If you see somebody in a hospital, the hospital signs usually read make sure your healthcare provider at the moment washes their hands and or uses hand sanitizer or gloves. You don't have to use all of the above. If you see somebody come into your hospital room, if they use the hand sanitizer, they're good. If they wash their hands, they're good. If they do either and put on gloves, they're good. If they put on gloves, they're okay. I can understand that. You still want to wash your hands even though they're wearing gloves. They don't really need to because, they're gloves. But besides the point, that's your point. That's okay for doctors. Trust me, it's okay for the people handling and caring of your food. If I use hand sanitizers and my fingernails are not dirty at all, they are spick and span, ready to serve food, hand sanitizer works. And when you wash your hands, you're told to use hand sanitizer anyways, on top of washing your hands. Some people just say hand sanitizer. According to food regulations, as long as you use hand sanitizer and your nails are clean and you ain't sick, you ain't got a cold or nothing like that, you ain't sick, you are A-okay to serve food. If you've got facial hair, wear a beard guard or one of those little landscaping masks or sick people masks they give you at the hospital. Wear that to cover up and catch any facial hair you may have. You're good. If you've got longer hair, pull it back into a ponytail or put it inside of a hat and or hairnet. Your hair should most likely be in a hat anyways, unless your place has lax rules. It's another story. But I mean, in all honesty though, you should put your hair in a hat, pull it back, put a hairnet on, something. Especially if you have long hair, pull that shit back in a ponytail. But the main point is, I'm not going to tell you how to do your job. If I come to you, say you were let's see, let me pick a profession out of the hat that I know a little bit about, but not a lot about, enough to call myself part of the profession. Take auto mechanics. You're a mechanic. I'm not going to come to you and say, I have a problem with my car, I've checked my oil, it's not leaking, I can't find a leak, check my other fluids, they're not leaking, they don't have a leak, or I can't find a leak, but for some reason, I've got this rattle in my car, I'm not okay with it. Now, if I've checked everything in this car, and I bring it to you, and you tell me, oh, you've got an oil leak. I didn't have it when I brought it to you. That's what you'll get from me. I didn't have one when I brought it to you. I've checked my oil every day. I checked it the morning I brought it to you. I checked every single ounce of this car to make sure there were no fluid leaks to make engine make this noise. So no, I don't have an oil leak. Try to rip off somebody else. But if I come to you and you say, hey, you've got your engine's rattling because, say, randomly a rock got stuck in there somehow. While you were driving, you were on a rocky road, rock flew up into your engine and got stuck in one of the gears, and you hear that rattling. That's the rattling noise. Okay. Thank you for being honest. But now if I come to you and I've got that, and he says, you may or may not also want to, get this part redone. Because if not, that rock might have done some damage and it might erode over time. How much time? I'm not really sure, but, safer is better. I'm going to look at you and say, I'll take the rock out of the engine and leave that how it is. If it fucks up, I got a cheaper place than you to go get it. Unless I know you're at a cheaper place, I ain't going to say that. Then I'm like, oh, okay, go ahead and get it changed now. Fuck it. Unless I'm going to look at you and say, well, I don't have the money now, just take the rock out of the engine. I'll come back if I need the help with the other part later. I'm not telling you how to do your job. I'm not even criticizing your job. Now, if you're lying to me and you're a mechanic, then yeah, I know you're pulling bullshit. Okay, you know what? Let me choose a better one. Let's say you're a sales representative. I go to you, you have a product that I had from your store, and say the product I picked up off the shelf has a leak in it. I show you the leak in it. You try and charge me for it. I'm like, no, this is the only one on the shelf. I'm trying to find out if you have more of this. Well, this is the only one we have. It's either take it or leave it. I'm going to tell you to fuck the hell off and take your fucked up shit. and I won't be coming back to the store again unless you are not working. To be That's not even tell you how to do your job either. That's me, showing you a problem. I wanted the product. This is the only product you have. That you could say, "I'm sorry, we're out. That's the last one. I didn't know it was leaking." I'm not gonna give you a hard time. But, oh, that's fine. Well, at least you know you've got a faulty one right here. Also, other people who work in stores, service industry, sales industry, anything like that. If a person comes in dressed a certain way or looks a certain way, don't automatically assume that they're there to rob you. All right, profile is fucking wrong. Don't do it. I don't do it. You shouldn't do it either. I mean, you shouldn't also. Don't try and get your friends up at your job hanging out with you. I mean, if they would have walked to work with you, that's what they would have beat you after work. That's what they don't tell them not to be hanging out in the parking lot riding around on a bicycle. I've already got a problem with this with one of my friends, and I'm about to have to tell him the same damn thing. Look, I don't get off till a certain time. Don't come here looking for me. Go to my house. Also, if you were over at someone's house, please pick up after yourself. Don't do like this asshole does, and I'm about to have to lay into him for it. But I don't care if the person's room or house is junky. Don't leave your junk sitting around either. I mean, as well, their room might be junky because they have a active life and they're out and they're doing things. They haven't had time to really do anything because when they're home, they're fucking sleeping, trying to do other things at home. Or if you see a bag, it's obviously a trash bag, throw that shit in there. Don't leave it sitting around. Don't leave fucking pizza sitting on people's clothing. You don't know if it's clean or dirty. One, you could be sitting your shit on my pants and they can be having shit stains in them. And they can be dirty. Or they can be clean pants and you just fucked up my shit. Thank you, now I gotta wash these pants again. Which in this case, I have to wash those fucking pants again. Anyways, guys, I guess to wrap up, don't tell people how to do their job. Definitely don't try and tell me how to do my job, unless you are my boss. If you have a criticism for my job, let me know in a professional manner. Talk to me over to the side and it's like, hey, next time I would appreciate it if you served my food with gloves.